Hello, welcome back to another video. Today, well, as I said in my last video, we got done our picking corn, snaplage, whatever you want to call it. And now, this is some of what we did. This isn't what was in the video, that was over in Vermont. Right now, this is some of the stuff we had in New Hampshire. And I am disking it. Because if you look at all those. Now, you may be thinking, why do you need to disc these? It's not like there's even whole stalks. It's because it's going to make it easier for the plows, and you just want to make it as easy as possible for the normal cuff shanks. Because otherwise, if it hooks, then you got to go out and dig all 40 feet of those cuff shanks out, clean them all off, and then you go another few feet, do it again. So if you disc these, any that's there, you can take care of it. And I just split it. I went around it 4 times, 5 on that end, that way I stay out of the wet stuff, because that way, it's really wet. In fact, it's kind of wet everywhere, but the middle is the best. And look at that beautiful sunset. It just popped out of the clouds, and I said, oh, I need a picture of that. So I took a nice picture of the tractor and the discs, which will probably be in the thumbnail. Depends if I can get the thing to upload it. I keep struggling to get thumbnails uploaded. I have to do it a few times sometimes because it doesn't want to upload it. So then I'll give up on it for a while, and then I'll try to get it to work fine. So, I don't know. And I lost one. That's what that disc sitting there is. I put it over a piece of metal. Originally, that piece of metal came up, and it would hold your hydraulic hoses that lift and fold it. But you don't need it, so then it broke. So when that disc popped off, it goes on in the middle. It's like a tire almost, the way that a rim goes on, I guess. So it's got the hole in the middle, so I put that down over. And then there's a little piece of metal down there. I put that over to lock it in. So, it's better than putting... So, okay, take the size of the steering wheel, compare it to my hand, okay? So, imagine a disc the size of the steering wheel, maybe even a little bigger, clanking around behind the seat. And I don't really think there's that much room. Well, I guess there is, but I don't want to listen to it. It's better to listen to it outside. But yeah, this is a tractor. It is a John Deere 8330, and the discs are what are they? They're a white 271. So, good discs. We've used them a lot on freshly done ground, like ground we've just barely converted. Like we plowed it all up, dug all the stumps out, cleared the ground. Oh, and it's getting bumpy. We cleared the ground, and then we took all the stumps out, and we use this because the shanks get caught on the roots and everything, hence the reason we use it. And it is a really good asset when you have cleared ground or you're doing picking corn. You need something like this because it helps. And don't question what happened to the hood, because I wasn't there to see it, but from what I've heard, that tire right there explodes, and then it busted the whole thing. And that hole right there, right in the center of the screen, right where that piece of whatever gunk that is on my phone is, that is the air filter. So when we run this on our dump cart, we've got this, if any gets in it, then I gotta stop, clear the thing out. That way we can stay going. Because I'm not sure if it'll burst into flames or if it'll overheat or what it is. But all I know is it's not gonna be gross. So, we got birds. Birds. They were just stopped a second ago. I was splitting the field. They came, they were like, oh, a snack. And I turned it over and they came down, they were pecking away at it. But now I think they're gonna go over there where I'm not. And then, hopefully they'll stay over there doing whatever. Because I don't want to get poop on my nice tractor. Well, when you look at the hood, you don't think it's a nice tractor, but outside it's a nice tractor. And it's a very nice tractor. Inside, it's got extreme amount of power. In fact, this thing has no problem with the discs. What it struggles in is traction. These duals, they're bald. The front tires, semi-bald. The other tire that's not a dual, I believe that's also balding. So, struggles traction-wise, but it has power galore. I just wouldn't want this up on the silo, A, because it's one of the nice tractors that we would use for all the field work, and B, because it has no traction, you'd be stuck in the silo. You'd just be sitting there in a bunch of this chaff, and then boom, you're stuck. So we run our Steigers up on that with push blades. The Case Steigers, we got a 330 and a 480, and they do that. The 8330 tends to be dump cart, and now it does discs as well because it's a perfect tractor for that. This isn't like a 7930. This is your average one. You choose the gear and then you run it with the RPMs. I run it 1660, 10th gear, 5 miles an hour. That like the 7930, this one has its fuel and everything on a monitor, which I definitely prefer because all of the dials, they go before the warranty is up on these things. Like the gas dial, you just gotta guess and fuel it up in the morning and hope for the best. And then one of our 8400s, we run it on a big, cool tow-behind liquid spreader, and that thing has a leak in its tank, so you can only fill it quarter way. And I would not dare run it on this because it's running 1600, 1700 all day long. So you run out of gas, fuel eventually. You don't use as much fuel when you're sitting at an idle waiting for a truck to show up to load you. We try to get as much as we can done without the tractor, but it's New Hampshire and we've been getting rain straight every day. And as you saw in my last video, the one where I was running dump cart for the snapper with the chopper, snappage head chopper, whatever you want to call it. I don't honestly know what to call it. People keep calling it different stuff. I believe it's called a snapper head, and I call it a chopper. They're technically a forage harvester, so any Europeans watching are going to scream at me for calling it a chopper. Yeah. And it's a John Deere head that's on it. So, good head, good everything else. Lift my discs up. And you do not lift your discs all the way because you have to cuff your tracks. Little fun fact to any of you who don't know. That's why when you're shanking, which is cultivating in America, that's what we call it. Some people call it cultivating, we call it shanking. These are called harrows. Disc harrows is their real name because they have discs for the thing instead of cuff shanks. So, yeah. Good tractor. I feel like I'm doing a review on the tractor now. Good tractor. Power is a plus. Traction is a con. You got the open air filter, which is a pain sometimes. Yeah, good tractor. Does well. I forget how long we've had it. It has 893 hours, almost at 900. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's already darkening. Look at where the sun is. It's going over the mountains pretty soon. So I got a picture when I could. This is slow work because it's very small, but it's definitely needed. Sometimes the slow, boring jobs, they're the most needed to be done jobs. Like rolling a silo, compacting the silage down so that it ferments better. Nobody wants to do that. In fact, nobody ever has wanted to do that, but it's essential to getting good silage. Otherwise, all you have is spoilage. and that you can't feed to your cows because it's just mold and rotten, and some of it even starts to rot down to dirt sometimes. So that's the whole point of doing that. We gotta plow this in after, that way the shanks can actually do something with it. And we're gonna plant corn. Well, that's really all we plant is corn. We don't plant anything else. It's acting like it got a rock. Is it? Have you got a rock? I'm gonna jiggle it up and down, see if that knocks anything out. There. See, it had like that weird row that it was making. Figured I'd take a video of this, seeing as it's what's going on. This is the big thing. Right now, we gotta get all our grass spread, and then if we don't get all the grass spread, we'll do some in the spring, and then we do corn, and we gotta shank it, get all that done, and then plant it. Once you get your planting done, then you gotta spray. Excuse me. And then we chop grass and everything. Continue to spray, continue to spread manure after each crop of grass. And then, once that's all done, you go harvesting. Then it's all out. Go everything toot, get going. We got every truck running for corn harvesting, because the corn harvester, it takes 10 rows, 10 30-inch rows. We have inner plants. It doesn't, these are 30-inch rows here. But, because it's a 30-inch head, but the chopper head is different. The chopper head can pick up as many. We could put stinking 8-inch rows if we wanted. 7.5-inch rows, something, whatever. I don't know what we would want, but it would suck it in. So take that, 20 rows of 10-foot tall corn with big, bulky stalks, big, bulky ears. Then you're gonna load the truck pretty quick. Especially our smallest one, which we barely even run because it's so tiny. It's a little Freightliner. It's got a 17-foot body on it. And that may seem kind of big, but it's really not. It's actually the smallest one in the fleet, whereas the biggest one is 26. And 9-foot difference. And it's wide, the biggest one. It's tall and wide. The little one is short, stubby. Truck's got good enough power, just the body is tiny. And we're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, yeah, figured I'd take a video, show you guys what's going on at the farm, and the sun is in my eyes again. Nice view of the mountains that way. Nice view of the mountains that way. Cell tower up on the top of that one. So I get really good cell service here. Yeah, it's Connecticut River. And over across the river is Vermont. Little geography lesson for you. Over there we keep some steers. We got a water pond there, manure pond. When we scrape them, we put the manure into that pond, and then rain mixes with it, and you get manure. Normally we get too much water to the manure ratio. So then we just have this really watery stuff, and we just spread that like third tractor gear. There's 16 gears on a tractor. We spread it third gear on all this. But normally you would spread it like, if you've got an 8-speed double L, that made no sense to anybody. So basically it's an 8-speed transmission on the truck, but if you put it in low gear, then you got this splitter, which will split it down into the low gear onto the low gear, so that it goes extremely slow. And that's how we would spread it if we spread it with a truck. Because it's just water. And then we still come over and we do a very light coat onto it after. because if you don't get the pit empty, then it overflows, and then you got a whole different predicament. Yeah, the sun finally went behind a cloud. Never thought I'd be happy for that. So I'm gonna turn the lights on. Will the lights work on this? Yeah, they work. Oh yeah, they work. There we go. Yep. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's not really much to see in this video. It's mainly just me talking about what we do, how it works. Let me know down in the comments, take a guess, how many cows do we milk on this farm? Just out of curiosity, take a guess. And I'll give you a hint. It's over 500. Just so that nobody guesses like 200 or something, because it's over 500. I'll give you that hint. So that narrows that up a little bit for you. There you go. Now you can see the nice mountains. You can see them better in person than on a phone, but it's nice. Very, very nice. A nice, calm job. I can just sit here, steer the tractor, put my feet up, and think, beautiful. Just beautiful. So thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hit that bell so you get notified when I upload. And I'll see you all later. Bye!